Hello everyone, it's me Sephie of Studio with Tokki. Welcome back to my channel. Now I did sound a little bit in a rush because actually I am already in a rush. It is D4 before market day on Saturday. Literally recording this on the 6th of June and it is almost 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and I think I need to catch you up on what you guys missed since the last time I had an update. Everything is just like really stressing me out. I really thought I had so much more time, and that's just like a lesson learned on my part. I think at some point as well, I may just be very hard on myself as a person and as a crafter, because I feel like a lot of things are actually riding on this market day for me. Like, it's not really just a small thing. Honestly, my first market. So I am going through so many things and my anxiety is really like triggering right now. I even told my friends, like, I feel like I have been training and preparing as an astronaut for space exploration, but at the same time I can only learn so much. It's gonna be completely different as well. As soon as I get out of the space shuttle and out into space, I will definitely be experiencing a lot more different stuff at the same time. So it is really triggering my anxiety, especially since now that it is crunch time for me. I just really need to focus on being able to do what I really can do with the remaining time left till market day. And as of today, there is still quite a lot because I really don't know what to expect. I have no background whatsoever to base my decisions on. Even though I can create like a lot of different products, the time for me to create each and every one of those is very much time consuming on its own. Like, when you see a piece of crocheted item, you'd think it's so easy to whip this up, but to be honest, that specific item could have taken hours and hours and some even days to complete. It is also a learning process for me to discover like how long realistically it takes for me to actually create each of the items in the wide variety of what I'm choosing to sell for this event, and also being able to calculate every other aspect and factor to take into account how much is actually put into just one product, right? Like the raw materials, the time it took me, all my effort, the knowledge that I have in order to be able to manipulate fibers into creating the actual finished product. So it's a lot of things to consider, and I don't know, I feel like I am taking an entrance exam and I can only study so much, but like on the day itself, I just have to like face it head on and see how it goes from there. And I'm really trying hard not to stress myself out, but it's just really hard, to be honest. For me, who is literally going into this blind and not knowing anything whatsoever, it's really daunting, to be honest. And I'm scared. I'm really scared. On a lighter note, I do want to give you an update on all of the flowers that I have finally finished making. So this is the sunflower that I originally wanted to sell. It is like completely bendable, but to be honest, it is so complex that making this one sunflower took me about like an hour to make because of all the other intricacies of the design, and I don't think I can allot that much time to create 8 of these. That's literally one day of me working a humane amount of hours, but at the same time, that's me pushing myself to create something like this I don't even know if people are willing to spend for. So I am changing the design of this, making it a little bit simpler, just so that I can actually add the sunflower as a centerpiece to all of the bouquets. With regards to the parts of the flowers that I did manage to finally finish, I literally just finished this like not 15 minutes ago. There's so many individual parts to consider and I didn't really want to get them all mixed up. So these are like some of them. This is full, so I can't really tilt it too far, but yeah, you get the idea, right? Like, so many parts, so little time. I am just proud of myself that I managed to actually finish each and every flower part that I am hoping to sell. That would be a total of 8 bouquets for the 4 seasons. That would be 4 concrete bouquet designs times 2 I will have one refill per bouquet. So they're all the same bouquets, they're just a different color palette corresponding to each season that they're supposed to represent. All of them should have a sunflower as a centerpiece because everybody loves sunflowers, and I think sunflowers in itself are very eye-catching. I'm like all flowered out. At this point, I don't even want to think about potentially making another bouquet in the near future, and I was already telling my husband that I may not even be considering doing any markets for July or August because I do want to actually focus a little bit more of my time doing some projects that I would want to reward myself with, and also plan ahead. I still need to figure out how I'm going to earn some money while I'm not able to physically participate in local markets and all of that. So I actually asked my husband to help me out to figure out how I'm going to do my display for the table for Saturday's market, and I'm so glad that I managed to figure it out. I don't think I needed to do anything else in addition to, or at least not that much, in addition to what I already currently have for my display. So this is how it currently looks like. I feel like I'm going to need more products because some of these are just my samples. I thought I actually had more time to crochet some other stuff. I think missing a little bit other stuff, like the coasters I wasn't able to put in this current setup. I will be adding those in later on when I actually finish making them. But yeah, so far I guess it looks okay. Personally, I don't think I'm ever going to be 100% satisfied with what I'm able to come up with, but looking at it now, I think it's fine. I can only do so much because I am just one person doing all of this. And some of these are actually for pre-order, so they're not for sale on the day itself, but you can order it for me to make for you and customize for you if that is what you want. I think everything looks all right. I do wish I have more to show and to sell, but at the same time, I don't know how many times I can say it, but I don't think it's ever going to be enough to say that I'm only one person, but it's a step forward in the right direction. Like, this is just something that one person can actually do in a healthy amount of time. I mean, a healthy amount of time. I don't think it was actually healthy for me to approach it in this manner, but as I was explaining to my husband, I am just one person and this is all I can do. Fortunately, unfortunately, it depends on how you want to look at it. But personally, I really wish I could do more, but this isn't going to be my first and last market. This is just my first, and it is a trial for me to figure out what would sell and what wouldn't. So I don't really want to put all of my eggs in just one basket. I wanted to be able to see what the public actually is interested in and how much they are actually interested in paying for it. I really hope that it goes really well. I'll just see you guys in the next update that I will see. Today is the 7th of June, with just 3 days before the market. I feel like I just want to take a break, to be honest. So when I said yesterday that I finished the flower parts, I think I was in the mindset where I already gave up on the sunflowers, but after careful consideration yesterday, and I tried to look at the bouquets with and without a sunflower included, I kind of felt bad if I didn't do the sunflowers. So I managed to do all the 8 backings and the front faces for each sunflower. And since I'm only doing 8 bouquets, each bouquet will only have 1 sunflower. A sunflower would make for a great centerpiece of the bouquet. So everything else is just going to surround the sunflower and frame it in a way that would make the sunflower be the main event. However, what I didn't really get to mention yesterday was the fact that I did not realize how freaking time consuming making 16 of these in just one sitting. So 2 days ago, when my husband and I sat down in the beginning of the week, we did talk about how I would go about making the flowers and all of that. So he pointed out a really good thing, asking me how long it takes to make each piece. So let's say like these 2 are exactly the same, and the green one, the backing one, is like also exactly the same as the front facing one. I told him that I honestly don't know. I never really sat down to, time myself to keep track of how long it takes me to create a certain crochet piece. And at the top of my head, I just gave him like what I assumed would have been my numbers in the cases if ever someone did time me when I made these things. That was when we were able to crunch down the time of like, okay, I can only make so and so items with the remaining time that I have for the rest of the week, obviously including the fact that I will have a few breaks here and there because that's just, you know, the proper way of approaching these kinds of things. At the end of the day, I am not a machine. I am just a person running this small business that hopefully brings happiness to people who see the products and consider even purchasing the handmade stuff that I am going to be selling at the market this Saturday and moving forward. Those are some things that we really had to consider to be able to work smarter with whatever time we have left. Now, with 3 days remaining before my market debut, yesterday I did try, because my husband was saying ideally, if everything is considered, maybe I would be able to crochet for 12 hours, you know, obviously including any kind of break in general, just so that I don't get injured while I'm doing this. However, I did try to debate with him and kind of convince him, saying that instead of the original schedule that he was saying I should stick to or try to stick to, like starting ideally at 10 in the morning and maybe end at 10 in the evening. And I did remember shaking my head no. I'm like, yeah, that's my normal schedule, but you know me, I don't stop after just 12 hours, which I know is really unhealthy. And I actually stop at like after midnight sometimes. Yeah, I do have breaks here and there, like I would obviously do other things besides crochet, but sometimes I still find myself not being able to fully stop and keep pushing on and doing minor projects here and there, just so that I can fill the void of my feeling like I need to be able to make more, because looking at the stuff that I currently have, I always feel like it's not enough. I don't know if you guys ever feel that, but this is how I feel, and I don't know if you guys would be open to, you know, hearing that kind of stuff, because I just want to be able to share with you that running a small business can also take its toll on a person's mental health. And I know that everyone goes through their own journey and they have their own stories to tell. So it always just reminds me of like, just be kind to other people that you see out there. You don't really know what they're going through and why they are acting that way. So if you do encounter an unkind person, it doesn't necessarily mean that they're always unkind. There is supposedly an explanation as to why they're acting out or acting that way. And it's not going to help if you counter or react in an equally or even worse way than how they are treating you. So let's just keep that in mind and just be kind to everyone that we meet. Like I said, everyone is going through their own trials and tribulations and their own issues that they may choose not to share publicly. As I was saying, yesterday I found myself, after making all of these 16 parts for my sunflowers, I was just so ready to stop. I think I already felt like I was dragging my feet through the mud by 3:30 in the afternoon, and mind you, I didn't even get to start on the dot at 10 in the morning. I think I started at around 10:30, and by 3:30 in the afternoon I was just like so fed up. I was like, what have I put myself in? Was this really something that I could have avoided? Is this something that I should learn from? And I think it is. I think it is something that I could have avoided, because I did choose to pick up some personal projects along the way. But at the same time, I also realized that I shouldn't really be too hard on myself, because I do deserve to have a balance in my life. Like, that's the main reason why I left my stable 9-to-5 job, is because I wanted to be able to have a sense of control over my work and still be happy doing it. I just hope that, you know, in the process, I could actually earn enough to have a comfortable lifestyle at least, and also help with the finances with my family. That would be like the cherry on top of the sundae. Like I said, self-employment is not as easy peasy as people think it to be, and it is a really nice experience to have, to learn it for myself. Like, I feel like I could have actually done better in managing my time. To think I had like 2 months to prepare for this, but at the same time, like, I still need to be able to live my life in the process. The nice thing about it is that I do have people who actually tell me that everything is going to be okay. And that is very important for me, to be able to have people tell me that you've done so much already, and what you've done so far is so freaking amazing already as it is. Don't pressure yourself too much and just live in the moment. Like, you deserve a break, you deserve to have fun, you deserve to work hard as well. But just because I think I'm not doing enough and I could do better, to be honest, there will always be that voice at the back of my mind that will tell me and keep telling me that I can do more, I can do better. But at the same time, I need to make sure that I don't keep listening to that, especially when I've already pushed myself, I think, to my limit. Because there are days when I feel like my hands and my body in general have been trying to communicate with me and telling me that you need to stop for now. Like, not always, but like, you need to stop, take a break, have a breather, and just live your life because you've done enough. Anyways, that's a really long story, but at the end of it, because it is like 3 days left, I finally managed to hopefully complete everything that I needed to do. And at this rate, I think I'm even at the mindset where I'm perfectly okay with letting go my samples for some of my toys, because I can't, for the life of me, even find it in my schedule to fit in creating more toys. Like, I love making the toys, it's just that I have other stuff to do. So maybe next time, if they do sell well, I will definitely keep track of what items people are more attracted to and seem to favor more, as well as the ones that aren't really attracting that much attention from whoever is going to be visiting me and the rest of the market on Saturday. So that's definitely going to be a wonderful experiment to figure out. I'm actually very happy, and I do feel blessed that I have this kind of opportunity to test the waters before I completely jump into it. I just have to keep in mind that just because I like making certain things doesn't necessarily mean that other people are willing to purchase it for themselves or spend their hard-earned money on it. It's always going to be a privilege for me to have people actually spend their money for the things that I make. But at the same time, I do find this as a really great opportunity for me to be able to share with you all the things that make me happy, and I do hope that they also make you guys happy, or make whoever you're going to gift these things to as happy as me when I intend to make them. So today, since I have already talked your ears off, I think I'm just going to focus on finally assembling all of these flowers. Besides that, I think I'm going to do more crochet coasters. I have been making these. They popped into my head yesterday and I wanted to show you guys these coasters. I'm going to make like a rainbow set in a circle, just a plain one, and these granny square inspired ones. So these are just a plain coaster made of cotton yarn, and I think, like, for those who may not be interested in buying toys and prefer something to gift for further occasions, like if you really are actually planning to buy stuff for loved one's birthday or an anniversary, or, you know, if you're like really planning way ahead for Christmas, it is something that you can consider, and it can also attract more people to my shop because I am not just boxing myself in with, you know, just the cutesy stuff for the kids. I'm also targeting the whole family. Let's see how it goes, how fast I actually am going to be able to assemble all of these flowers. I will definitely get back to you guys once I have finished assembling all of the bouquets that I plan to sell this Saturday. Thank you so much for listening to me on this like really rambly, anxiety-driven first market prep series, and I hope that you guys can continue to support me and all of my channels available. If you do like this kind of content, please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to my Fluffle so that you can join my lovely community. I love each and every one of you. And if you want, you can keep up with me in all my other social media sites, and I'll see you guys soon.